Welcome to Comic Construction.
Let's check out the build, art, and story of Kid Maroon, written by Christopher Cantwell with art by Victor Santos and published by Vault Comics. But first, a warning, there is extreme violence in this book, and there's no way to flip through without showing it. If that's not your cup of tea, skip this video. This book is a standard size trade paperback at 6.5 by 10.25 inches and has 192 pages. The cover stock is very thick for a paperback, and the book has very deeply scored hinges. There are no unusual techniques in the printing on the cover, so it's 4-color, no foils or coatings or anything like that. And the interior stock is a semi-gloss that's very nice. It's not as thick as a Dark Horse hardcover, but thicker than a Big 2 trade or hardcover. The build is pretty nice overall, I would say. I found the art by Victor Santos to have a great expressive quality. It definitely calls back to old school comic strips, but with a bit of an animated twist. The violence, which is severe, becomes even more disturbing in this style. I read all of Sandman Mystery Theater, and it didn't affect me, even though the murders were disturbing and more realistically rendered. But the gruesome imagery in Kid Maroon literally gave me a nightmare. We can zoom in a little bit so you can see some of the art. You can see kind of the coloring, and a lot of the movement is very animated. But then you get panels like this that's more kind of classic comic strip. In the intro to the book, Christopher Cantwell talks about the Kid Maroon comic strip and hopes he can do its memory justice. I have not read that strip, but cannot imagine it being this messed up. And I've read a fair amount of Golden Age Superman, and there is a disturbing disregard for human life in that strip, but this book is next level. The story follows Weldon, aka Kid Maroon, who has left his family and Tiny Falls, the small town where he grew up, to solve difficult crimes in Crimeville. He's a brilliant detective, but he's seen too much and is both jaded and hardened by his experiences. Early on in the book, he saves an abandoned orphan named Billy from a fire at an orphanage and finds his first friend. Over the story, Kid forms a makeshift team made up of Muck, a beat cop, D.A. Pennant-Brick, and Billy to delve into the mystery of why every criminal is dying in the most grotesque ways possible. It's a pretty good mystery, but the pacing can only be described as breakneck. It's told over 4 chapters in a very high-speed manner, but that speed ruins the overall mood and experience of reading Kid Maroon. This book is morbid, morose, and I didn't find it enjoyable to read. Maybe that was Cantwell's point in making it. This one's definitely not for me, but if you like super violent noir with a darkly humorous edge, it might be for you. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and share with a friend.